Is Alden Richards focused on family, while Maine Mendoza keeps things steady? In the ever-evolving world of Philippine entertainment, fans don't just follow careers, they follow journeys. And few journeys have been as closely watched as that of Alden Richards and Maine Mendoza. From their explosive rise as one of the most beloved on-screen pairings in recent history to their individual growth beyond the spotlight, both stars have carved paths that continue to intrigue supporters. Recently, conversations among fans have shifted. Is Alden now more focused on his family and personal priorities? And is Maine simply keeping things steady and peaceful in her own lane? Let's explore the heart behind the headlines. Alden Richards, family first? Alden has never hidden how important family is to him. Long before massive endorsements and primetime shows, he was known as a son who worked tirelessly to support his loved ones. In interviews throughout the years, he has openly shared how responsibility shaped him early on. Success didn't change that foundation. If anything, it strengthened it. Observers have noticed that Alden now speaks more about balance, about protecting his peace, managing business ventures wisely, and spending intentional time with family. He appears more grounded than ever, less reactive to noise, more focused on stability. It's not a retreat from the spotlight. It's a refinement of priorities, because growth doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like choosing family dinners over after parties. Maine Mendoza, steady, secure, and unbothered. Meanwhile, Maine Mendoza has embraced a different but equally powerful rhythm. After experiencing one of the most intense waves of fame in Philippine showbiz, Maine has evolved into a woman who values calm over chaos. She continues her hosting career, manages business projects, and carries herself with quiet confidence. There's no rush, no dramatic headlines, no pressure to prove anything. She appears secure, both personally and professionally, and that steadiness has become her strength. Where once there was overwhelming spotlight attention, there is now composed maturity. Two different paths, same maturity. What's interesting is not comparison, but contrast. Alden seems deeply reflective, focused on family, long-term investments, and legacy building. Maine appears centered, steady, comfortable in her space without needing constant validation. Both have stepped away from the intensity of past narratives. Both seem to value peace, and perhaps that's the real story. Not romance, not rivalry, but evolution. Moving beyond the Love Team era. Their Love Team era was unforgettable. It shaped television history and created unforgettable memories for fans. But people grow, seasons change, and what once defined a chapter doesn't have to define the entire book. Today, Alden and Maine stand as individuals first, professionals, entrepreneurs, family-oriented adults navigating life beyond scripted moments. And that transition, though sometimes hard for fans, is natural. The quiet strength of growth. The entertainment industry often celebrates drama, but maturity? Maturity is quieter. Alden focusing on family shows emotional depth. Maine keeping things steady shows self-assurance. Neither approach needs loud confirmation, because real growth doesn't perform for applause, it simply lives. What fans should remember. It's easy to hold on to nostalgia, to replay old clips, to compare past chemistry with present realities. But the truth is this, both Alden Richards and Maine Mendoza have earned the right to grow privately, to prioritize differently, to choose stability. If Alden is centering his world around family and future planning, that's admirable. If Maine is choosing calm consistency, that's equally powerful. Because success is not only measured by headlines, it's measured by peace. Final reflection. So is Alden focused on his family while Maine keeps things steady? It certainly appears that way. But more importantly, both seem aligned with who they are today. And maybe that's the real evolution fans are witnessing. Not a separation of paths, but a strengthening of identity. In the end, growth doesn't mean losing something. Sometimes it simply means becoming more of yourself. And that's a journey worth respecting. When priorities shift, it's not a scandal. It's growth. One of the biggest misconceptions in celebrity culture is that change must always mean conflict. If someone becomes more private, people assume distance. If someone becomes quieter, people assume tension. But sometimes growth is simply alignment. For Alden Richards, being more intentional about family, business, and long-term stability isn't a retreat from fame. It's a graduation from chaos. He has spent years proving himself, Years working tirelessly, years carrying responsibility. Now, it seems he's building something more permanent than popularity. He's building legacy, and legacy always begins at home. The power of stability in Maine's journey. At the same time, Maine Mendoza represents something equally powerful: steadiness. There's strength in consistency, in not reacting to every rumor, in not feeding every narrative, in choosing calm. Maine has learned how to navigate public life without letting it consume her. She appears comfortable in her own rhythm, balancing career, business, and personal life with quiet assurance. And sometimes being steady is the boldest choice of all, because in an industry that rewards drama, choosing peace is revolutionary. From phenomenon to personal evolution, their partnership once felt like lightning in a bottle: spontaneous, unforgettable, historic. Fans will always cherish that chapter. But what's happening now is something more mature. It's the transition from shared spotlight to individual identity. And that transition doesn't erase what was. It simply redefines what is. Alden's focus on family reflects responsibility. Maine's calm consistency reflects emotional security. Both paths show growth, not division. Why fans feel emotional about it? When supporters invest years into a pairing, they don't just watch, they attach. They celebrate milestones, they defend their favorites, they dream alongside them. So when priorities shift, it can feel personal. But maybe the deeper truth is this: the love fans witnessed was real in its season, and growth is real in this season. Both can exist without canceling each other. Maturity looks different on everyone. For Alden, maturity might look like choosing private moments over public appearances, expanding business ventures, protecting his family's peace. For Maine, maturity might look like moving steadily without noise, avoiding unnecessary controversy, staying grounded despite massive fame. Different expressions, same depth. The bigger picture. Perhaps the real headline isn't "Are they distant?" It's this: they are evolving, they are prioritizing, they are protecting what matters most. And that's something every person eventually learns to do, famous or not. Final thoughts. If Alden is focusing on family, that's admirable. If Maine is steady and secure in her lane, that's powerful. What fans are witnessing isn't drama, it's adulthood. It's two individuals who once shared a defining chapter now stepping confidently into their own futures. And maybe that's the most respectful way to honor their story, not by forcing it to stay the same, but by appreciating how far they've both come. Because growth, even when quiet, is still beautiful.